end is near. The time has come to face the final curtain.
Okay, how many of you think he's gotten rich off being mayor of Sunrise?
Shut up! Who the hell's talking? Serve me!
I'm the best highly investigated person, I think, in the state of Florida. And after this program, I just may run for governor. I don't know.
I'm giving a party, too. A big one.
In 1932, Bette Davis appeared in no less than 9 films. In this one, over the strong opposition of director Michael Curtiz, who thought she was unsexy, she was cast as a conniving vixen.
I'd like to kiss you, but I just washed my hair.
I'd love to kiss you, but I just washed my hair.
That's right.
My favorite line in any movie I ever had.
I'm Mike Wallace.
I'm Morley Safer.
I'm Harry Reasoner.
I'm Ed Bradley.
I'm Diane Sawyer. Those stories and more tonight on 60 Minutes.
His way is getting elected mayor of Sunrise, Florida 5 times. Sunrise is one of those retirement cities in the Sun Belt that people are always telling you on television to come down to. Population 50,000. John LaMello has been in office 17 years, in spite of the fact that before he took office, he had an arrest record going back to the time he was 16 years old. And even now, he is under suspension, while under federal indictment for charges involving corruption and bribery.
And now, the end is near. The time has come to face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear.
This is John LaMello's favorite song, his theme song. His proudest line, I did it my way.
I've lived a life that's full.
On pitch or not, he will get up and sing this song at weddings, bar mitzvahs, and supermarket openings, or at a dinner dance of the Italian-American Club in Sunrise.
Join me. I've been called a land thief, a land baron, the town clown, the village idiot. This is all by the media. But despite it all, we have moved the city forward.
If Mr. LaMello were running for re-election tomorrow, how many of you would vote for him?
I would work for him.
But now he's under a federal indictment, going to have a federal
That's
trial.
all perjured testimony, and it will not hold up in court.
Never.
Never hold up in court.
You think he's
These
gonna...
are his enemies that are trying to remove him. They'll never get away with it. Never.
Sunrise doesn't divide itself politically into Republican and Democrat, but pro-LaMello or anti-LaMello. Well, who's against LaMello and why?
Right here.
Why?
All right, strongly resent his dictatorial manner. Doing it my way is a standard statement by John LaMello. He has stated time and time again, all I need to do is to get the Jewish vote is to give them cream cheese and a bagel, and I got their vote in my pocket. He stated to me personally.
Shut up! Who the hell's talking? Serve me!
In this place here, at 1152 family, we have about 6 or 7 people that are against LaMello. And those people, I want you to know, some of them I know have a retarded mind. and that's all there is to it.
And that's the truth.
These are the bulk of the Sunrise voters, retired people, mostly from cities in the north like New York, condominium owners usually. And John LaMello is the only mayor they've ever known. The office of the only elected mayor Sunrise has ever known is on the top floor of this $3.7 million city hall, built with federal grant money. Before acting mayor Bob Butterworth was appointed to replace the suspended LaMello, he had never been in the mayor's office.
I was definitely surprised. I have been in Broward County, of course, for many years. This building's been here for about 7 years. I had heard that the office was large that it was impressive. When I first walked in here, I really could not believe it.
Is it a typical office for a town of 50,000 in the state of Florida?
The last time I saw the governor last Friday, I stated to him that he really should move his headquarters from our state capital to this office because his office is about 1/3 the size.
The place of honor on the wall is given to an inscribed portrait of one of John LaMello's heroes, the popularizer of My Way, Frank Sinatra. Sinatra is one of the dozens of top show business performers who appear at the Sunrise Musical Theater. The theater, a pet project of Mayor LaMello's, has been the subject of 2 state investigations. John LaMello has always considered it part of his official duties as mayor to act as host to these visiting celebrities on stage, once presenting Sinatra with a gift of a horse after a performance. For these varied duties, Mayor LaMello is paid a salary of roughly $54,000 a year, more than Andrew Young gets paid as mayor of Atlanta. And here in Sunrise, the mayor, along with other top officials, gets a special perk. The city reimburses him for his income tax and Social Security.
This is not any different than what's done in your sector, your private sector. Some call it a bonus, some call it an incentive. We happen to call it an executive package.
It may happen in the private sector, but it's unique, if not highly unusual, in cities.
Of course. I don't deny that. Whatever we've done in Sunrise has been highly unique and unusual.
If John LaMello runs his city like a business, part of his success as its chief executive is to give the voters, especially the seniors in the condominiums, just what they want. Like this all-day free outing on a city bus through their city, a tour of the mayor's accomplishments.
This is our #1 fire station. And in the rear of the fire station is the city garage.
Outings like this and first-rate fire department, ambulance service, and police response are indeed part of his accomplishments. One of the bus stops on the tour is the police station. Here, older residents can sign up to call into the station every day by 11 o'clock. If they fail to call, they're checked out by the police to make sure they're all right.
Good morning, dispatch.
Yes?
This is Ina Hughes calling.
Okay, Mrs. Hughes, you have a nice day now.
If Mayor LaMello were looking for another job, his resume would include these achievements in Sunrise. It probably would not include certain matters of record that took place before he was mayor.
And we come to the subject of your record, which is occasionally brought up. We're not surprising
Not
you by it.
occasionally, quite frequently.
Well, it's quite a record.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He has an FBI rap sheet, an arrest record going back to 1944. Perth Amboy, New Jersey, age 16, assault and battery. Savannah, Georgia, age 19, armed robbery. Miami, Florida, age 23, armed robbery. Miami, age 31, possession of stolen property. Miami, age 34, accessory after the fact of robbery. He was convicted twice. He was fined $175 for the assault and battery case, and he was convicted of the Florida armed robbery case, but later pardoned by the governor.
I don't go out looking for trouble, that's for sure. But it seems that, like that little guy in Lear Abner with that little black thing over his head, it seems to seek me out. However, I feel that it's a part of my life. It's a part of my education. I've learned from all of these things.
Later, in 1977, there was a state investigation into a land development deal that yielded the developers a huge profit. The developer was the mayor's brother-in-law, and the mayor's wife was paid a fee of $160,000 after the deal was completed.
I believe she said she was surprised.
She was.
Were you?
I was surprised, too. We didn't realize that the value of the company that they formed would go to that degree.
A suspicious or mean-spirited person might say that the services rendered to that development company by your wife were chiefly consisted in being your wife.
Let's put it this way, Harry. I don't know whether it's a suspicious person or a jealous person. I don't know which. So you make that terminology. I think basically that everyone who talked about it, I think they were jealous that they were not my wife. I mean, it's just that simple. And as you probably also have the backup material on that, you'll find that the state attorney found no criminal wrongdoing.
Again.
That's right, again.
Again is a word that frustrates Assistant State Attorney Ed Pyers. When he did manage to get indictments in 2 cases against LaMello, they were both dismissed by judges for lack of evidence. One was for corruption by threat. The other was a case accusing the mayor of battery in a barroom brawl. In the battery case that you brought to indictment and trial, what was your evidence?
Well, in that case, we thought we had overwhelming evidence enough to secure a conviction. The evidence consisted of 2 off-duty police officers who had just gotten off duty and had just arrived at the lounge from another city. They saw Mr. LaMello from his end of the bar run down toward the person who was struck, saw the person go flying into the booth and Mr. LaMello going in the booth after him with 2 bouncers pulling Mr. LaMello off this individual. That's why we were just astounded that the judge did not let that case go to the jury.
By and large, in all these investigations, you've batted 0 in terms of convictions.
That's right.
And I'm the best highly investigated person, I think, in the state of Florida. And after this program, I just may run for governor. I don't know.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls.
All through his years in office, John LaMello has been accused of running his city like a personal fiefdom, of confiscating unflattering newspapers off lawns and newsstands, of using uniformed Sunrise police to stand guard in front of an after-hours club the mayor liked, of using illegal tactics to annex undeveloped land, of having grossly deficient bookkeeping methods in the city, of carrying a concealed weapon and later recklessly displaying it. But the mayor was never found guilty.
If I'm making some law enforcement people unhappy, I can't help that. They got a job to do. I don't hold it against them to investigate me. I know that when the state attorney gets a complaint, he's required by law to check it out and investigate. Be my guest. The line forms to the right, you know. And que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
Now LaMello faces federal charges, based in part on conversations taped by the FBI. The charges stem from the attempt of a Maryland company, Manor Health Care, to build a nursing home in Sunrise. The company hired a local attorney and selected a site. The site was approved by the city council and vetoed by LaMello. The attorney found the company a new site and, according to the government, told them they would have to hire a lobbyist, Spike Leibowitz, for $30,000 to see the deal through. At this point, the company went to the FBI, and the conversations making the arrangement final were taped. The council approved the new plans after Leibowitz was hired. Now the government is charging LaMello, Leibowitz, and several city officials with extortion. All deny the charges. John LaMello's trial is set for June, and in the meantime, he is unemployed, suspended from office by the governor. Only he doesn't act like someone under suspension. The night before a council election in Sunrise, months after he was suspended, there was no doubt who was still in charge.
For 18 years, the Miami Herald or the Fort Lauderdale News has yet to write one damn good thing about Sunrise. Yet we outshow them all the way down the line. We got the best police department, the best fire department, the best paramedic force, the best park system, the best transportation system, the best city hall, and we go on. So don't take their recommendations because they don't know what they're talking about. We want people who will be pro-Sunrise, 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 pro-Sunrise.
I feel like I'm mayor, and the only way that that feeling will ever be taken away from me is when I stand for re-election in '87 and the people say, John LaMello, we don't want you as mayor any longer. That will be the end of it. But until that day comes, I'm the elected mayor of this city, and basically the trust was put into John LaMello, and I've always honored that trust, and I'm not leaving until the people tell me I have to leave.
Yet there were times, I'm sure you do, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. And through it all, hey, I stood tall.
The thing